Hello everybody, my name is Livia Murray. I am 14 years old and I'm allergic to peanuts, tree nuts, coconut, sesame, sunflower, peaches, and cherries. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make ombre cupcakes. Let's get started. For the base of the cupcake, you will need 1 1/8 cups of flour, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and an egg yolk. You will also need an egg white and 1/2 cup of milk. You will also be needing a cupcake pan with some liners. I really like these pink ones. I guess they're pinkish reddish, but they're really cute. All right, let's get started. Okay, so now it's time to mix all of our ingredients together. With our dry ingredients right here, I've just whisked them together very nicely. And for these ingredients right here, we've got the egg yolk, the butter, and the sugar. And I also forgot to mention that we need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, so I already added that in. I'm going to use an electrical beater to just mix this together. Okay, for our egg whites, we need to whip this up until it is light and fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these attachments and I'll be right back. When egg whites get whipped up, they become light and fluffy, and we want these to have a very stiff peak. So I'll show you what that looks like. It should have kind of a stiff peak and it should really hold its shape. How to know if it's overmixed is if it becomes really crumbly and kind of grainy, which this one is not. This is perfect. Now it's time to put it all together. Okay, so I have this mixture right here and my dry ingredients. I'm going to alternate this with our milk. Always alternate going dry, wet, dry, wet, dry. So I'm going to start with my dry and pour just a small amount, about 1/3 of it. Add 1/2 the wet. Mix it. 1/2 of the dry. And the rest of the wet. Really, you don't need to get perfect measurements, just kind of eyeball it. And the rest of the dry. Your batter should look like this. It should not look like cake batter yet because you haven't added the egg whites, which is what you're gonna do. They should kind of just slide in. You can give them a little help with a spoon. Just so you guys know, this recipe is totally peanut and tree nut free, and I actually have my own baking business. It is called Live Freely, as you guys can tell on my apron right here. Me and my 2 sisters have a baking business where we bake allergy-friendly desserts. Cupcakes are our specialty. All right, that looks perfect. Now it's time to put them in the cupcake liners. Okay, so now it's time to scoop the batter into the cupcake liners. I'm using a cookie dough scoop, which is what I use for all my cupcakes. I do 1 1/2 scoops. These cupcake liners should be filled about halfway. Also, you guys, I have my own YouTube channel where I make videos just like this one, so you guys should go check it out. It is also called Live Freely, without the E at the end. and I make videos just like this. I'm going to bake these at 400 degrees for 5 minutes, and then once that time is up, I'm going to turn the oven down to 350 degrees for the rest of the time until they come out clean with a toothpick. They're already really baking, but the timer just went off, so I'm gonna turn the oven down to 350 degrees. And I'm gonna put the timer on for about 7 more minutes is when I'm going to check it. Cupcakes have been in the oven for 11 minutes, and now I'm going to check them just using a cake tester. You can use a toothpick or a knife or a fork, really anything. And it comes off very clean, so they're done. The freezer or refrigerator until they are cooled. So while those are in the oven, we are gonna start making our frosting. And the things you will need are 2 sticks of salted butter, some powdered sugar, and again, you will have to eyeball this depending on how sweet you like your frosting. That's how much sugar you want to add. Some vanilla extract and some milk. And of course, you're gonna need food coloring depending on what color you want. All right, so for starters, I'm gonna whip up this butter until it is more of a whitish color. That'll take about 5 minutes. This is what the butter should look like. It's very pale yellow. I also forgot to mention that before you whip the butter, make sure it is softened. Just set it out an hour before you bake. Okay, so this is where you're gonna need to add the sugar, and you're just gonna eyeball it, depending on how sweet you like it. I normally add about 3 cups of sugar, and you guys can hear the geese in the background. So yeah, just eyeball it. And I don't like to add it all at once, or else the powdered sugar is just gonna like blow up in your face. So make sure you start it on a low speed before you mix. This is obviously not enough sugar, and I can tell because my frosting is still a little bit yellow and it basically hasn't really changed much in size yet. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my milk. I'm going to take 1/4 of a cup and just add that in. And your vanilla extract. You can just eyeball this too. Just do about that much vanilla extract, not very much. My frosting is all done. I really like the taste of it, and it's very sweet. And now it's time to color these frostings into 3 equal parts, going from darkest to lightest to form an ombre. Now we're going to take this frosting and we're gonna bake the frosting into 3 different bags, and as you guys can tell, there are still remnants of food coloring all over my hands, but I'm just going to finish up by putting the lightest color into this bag. Also, make sure that your bags all have the exact same tip. If my camera will focus, I'm using an open star tip for all of mine. Now it's time to frost. So taking your darkest color frosting, you're going to basically just make 1 big swirl across the bottom. And that's it. Then taking your next color, making a swirl with that, and your last color. And that turned out so cute, you guys. I love these. These are some of the cutest cupcakes that I've ever made. I really like the ombre effect. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, I hope you realize that it is really easy to bake with food allergies. Make sure you guys check out my YouTube channel called Live Freely and my website called Live Freely Baked Goods for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye!